All right, so I'm trying something a little bit different today. I've got my I've got my phone propped up, which is what I film with, and it's really shaky. But I need two hands for what I'm doing here today. The topic of the week in bushcraft forums and social media is knife corrosion and how do you keep that from happening? How do you maintain your knives? So I have an assortment of my just different stuff here. Um, this is a modern Mora. It's only a couple of years old. This one is quite a bit older. I don't really know how old it is. I'm not even sure what model it is. It used to have a finger guard. Some previous owner before I got it from someone who got it from someone who got it from someone. She's been passed around for a while. They cut the guard off. This is one of my absolute favorite knives. Um, Carbon steel, but you see how shiny it is. Yeah, but there is a little bit of corrosion. It's not corrosion. It's patina. You can see some more here on the spine. It's just the natural reaction between carbon steel and oxygen. It's what happens. This knife, this is an old Cutmaster. This thing is old. When I got it, it was rusty and nasty, but a little bit of oil, a little bit of work, and it's good. It's a good user. On folders, you've got the blades to worry about, but also these bars are springs. On this one, you should be able to see that spring move. See that bar pop up a little bit right there? When I move the blade, that's what provides the spring action to keep it open and keep it closed. Well, it's important to keep that lubricated because that's carbon steel also, but also that lets your knife work nice and smoothly. Now on like a Swiss Army, it's stainless steel. So for the most part, you really don't need to worry about that. But it is good to get in there with a Q-tip or something and clean out the pocket lint and dust and nonsense and oil it and keep it working nice and smooth. A little bit of oil because again it has these bar spring mechanism on there. Now this one's been around a while. This is old Frost Mora. I don't know how well that's focusing. I can't really tell. But you can see a little bit of patina on the blade. These work really well. Now, the Opinel, you've got this rotating barrel lock. I like putting a drop of oil in there too, keep it nice and smooth. This particular one is stainless steel. It says Inox instead of Carbone. I can't speak French. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Whatever. The point is, it's stainless steel. So from a corrosion standpoint, not such a big deal, but I do still put just a thin film of oil on it. But also with this being a wooden handle, I like to get it up inside the blade groove too, because wood will swell and absorb moisture from the atmosphere through humidity. So that, and then plus if you use it for food or if you use it to clean a fish, you get all that goop up in there. I want my wood sealed. I'm an old cabinet maker. I want it sealed. I don't want that fish gook getting up and nastifying my knife. Now a lot of blades come with this coating on there. My Condor Otzi came with it. I hate this stuff. It's nasty. So I started trying to remove it, and that's the best I could do. And I kind of like the pattern, so I left it like that. But now that coating is gone, So is all the corrosion protection. So now that needs to be oiled. BK, the Becker BK9 comes with it too. I stripped this one. That was the first thing I did when I got it. Was I stripped that bed liner nonsense off of there. And this one has a forced vinegar patina on it. I'm not really gonna cover that because one, I'm trying to keep it short, but also other guys are better with that than I am. Now, what I use, this is a clipper oil. My wife is a cosmetologist, she's a hairstylist, and she uses hair clippers all the time, so I've got this stuff all over the house because I maintain her clippers too. It's just mineral oil, which I like because it's a real thin viscosity. It goes on real nice and thin. All I do is just a little bit. That's really all you need. That's enough to do both sides of the blade. Sorry, excuse me. That's enough to do both sides of the blade. And then I'll go back over with a paper towel and just wipe off the heavy. When you're doing this, be careful, because if your knives are anything like mine, the sharp edge over here, you don't want to be running your finger along that. Not a good idea. The nice thing about using like mineral oil is it's food safe. So if you use it on food, it's not going to hurt you. A couple of other products I'd like to use. This one is Liquid Wrench brand. 3-in-1 oil. Works really well. It's a penetrating, lubricating oil. And this one, this is a light machine oil used for high-speed bearings on like HVAC equipment. This one's really useful for lubricating things, and just makes a good drilling oil too for drilling steel. And I'll use this on like my bigger, heavier blades I'm going to put into storage for a while. But really, since I started playing with this stuff, the brand is called Oster, and you can get this stuff for just a couple bucks at like Sally's Beauty Supply. But all it is just mineral oil. So, you know, any grocery store, pharmacy, you can pick that stuff up. And that's all it takes. It's just a real thin coat. I'm lucky, I live in a desert. So I live in the desert southwest of the United States. So corrosion and rust really isn't that big of a problem for me here. But for you folks who live in Europe, in the UK, in coastal areas like my buddy Jim who lives in Connecticut, yeah, you get that salt water, that salt air, and you know your carbon will rust overnight if you just, you know, if you even think about not oiling it, boom, rust. But it's easy to fix. You just clean it up, wipe it up. A little bit of discoloration on carbon knives is normal. Like I said, this particular one is only a couple of years old. This one's quite old, quite a bit older, but it's a Mora, and the Mora steels are pretty good quality, and they, with just a minimal maintenance, they hold up really well. Like this old Cutmaster, you can see the discoloration. It's an old knife, it wasn't taken care of. That's fine, it's good. It doesn't affect how it works. It's not really rust, it's not eating away at it. One nice thing about patina is once that forms, that serves as a protective coating in itself. So I'll shut up now. I try to keep these short, and I've gone 10 minutes. So basically that's the gist of it.